I know what you can do, change the world, I know it's true. Oh, oh.
Hi everybody, welcome back. So today we are going to be doing part 4? I think it's part 4. Part 4 of the best things I have found on shopmissa that you may want to know all about. So if you guys are interested in knowing more items that I have gotten from shopmissa that are worth even that $1, then let's go ahead and get into it. The first thing that I find totally worth the $1, and I said when I hauled it that it was definitely only worth the $1 because every other brand that has come out with this, you know, they're way more expensive than this $1, so it does make this specifically worth it. But if you have other items on hand, it wouldn't cost you anything. But that is the AOA, and it's like a color switch kind of pad. And I say color switch lightly because I think that's the main company that makes items like this. But this is literally just a bigger grained kind of sponge put into a little plastic petri dish, essentially. And you rub your brushes on it and it takes off the loose color on the brush onto here, so you're not mixing colors and transferring that onto your eyes or your face. Nobody wants that. And then it keeps it from you having to wash the brush every one time that you use it. So it allows us to be scumbags. Okay, so that was rough. That was a little rough. I know. But come on. It allows us to procrastinate a little bit because who wants to wash your brushes? No, I have to do that today. Oh shit. Anyway, this is great. It does work. I was worried that it wasn't going to work, but a lot of people have also said if you get BoxyCharm or any kind of boxes sent to your home that kind of have inserts that look a lot like this, you can use that as well. You can just cut it into a circle, stick it into anything, and there you go. And it won't cost you anything. So that is something that you can do. There are other items you can probably find around your house for free that you can use to do the same type of thing. Or you're not a scumbag and you do wash your brushes. Good for you. I don't all the time. No. But this is definitely an item that is worth it. Next is another item from AOA. I say this all the time. A lot of the items from AOA Studio on the site are completely worth it. A lot of the times, 9 times out of 10, you're going to find that the item is more than worth what you have to pay for it. This next thing is, it's an eye tool for your eye. It's a skincare tool, I guess you could say. I don't know exactly what they call it. This is a little bit more than $1 because I do believe this is part of a charity edition of theirs. This is so good. I said when I hauled it that this has some weight to it, and it does. It looks like, if you think about this, that it was probably under $2. You would think that this was plasticky. No. It's a metal. I don't know if you can hear it. It's a metal. It's not plastic, and it has some weight to it. I was very surprised by that when I got it because I thought that it was just going to be like a plastic tool. What I used for this is kind of like lymph node draining, and it's weird. I know. But at night when I do my skincare, especially after a face mask or while I still have the face mask on, because this is too small and kind of heavy for my eyes, like rub around my eye cream, I don't like to do that. What I like to do is either at the end of my skincare routine at night or while I have my face mask on, I like to take this and drain my face where my sinuses are, where the lymph nodes are. I go across my chin here and down my neck. It feels so good. So good, and the best sleep ever. It's just part of my routine now. I do it every single night. So this has become a very important tool for me. Maybe not for what exactly it's meant for, but you can also use it. You can keep this in your freezer or your fridge, have it ice cold, and in the morning with your skincare, rub it around your eye, and you can depuff your eye. This is just a fantastic tool. I do want to mention this, the rest of the skincare and everything that I've tried out, I'm going to have in an empties video, so if you are interested in a full review on everything all the way to when I used it up, check out my empties. It will be coming soon sometime. But this I have not used up yet, and I did want to mention that this is one of my favorites out of everything I've tried of the skincare. This is a niacinamide 2% plus BHA. I'm getting excited. This is just a moisturizer that's supposed to hydrate, and it smooths your skin. This is so good. This makes my skin so smooth and so soft. It's a little shocking. It's like velvet, like a porcelain doll's smoothness, and I have a lot of texture, and this has helped so much heal all this acne that's just sitting there, and I'm not healing as fast as I used to. Mid-30s. I'm sure you all, if you're this age or older, know that you get the littlest mark on your face and it takes months to heal. And sometimes it just leaves a lasting little brown spot. Nobody wants that. This helps so much. So much. I'm shocked and very proud of them, honestly. AOA Studios. I'm like proud of them and the success and how much they've taken their brand to the next level. Like this, if you get anything of the skincare, I would highly recommend getting this. And grab a bunch because they're not that much. They're a little bit more expensive than the $1, but they're under $2 each. Get them. Get them. The next two things I would recommend are these palettes from Amuse. These are so good. And I was excited when I hauled them because I told you guys that a lot of them only have shimmers and these ones have mattes on the top. I've been trying these out. I've used both palettes, one look each on both. So gorgeous. This one here I have to use in conjunction with other things because this will just cause a really pretty but highlighted bland kind of look on the eyes. There's not too much color here to do very much with, but I love this for like highlights, inner corner highlights, setting down my primer, and then the orange transition color. It's fantastic. But this one was shockingly good. Everything about it. Everything. They are great swatching them. They're great using with your finger, with a brush, with anything. I was shocked. I'll give them that. And the next one that was weird. This was the Amuse All About the Eyes 9 Pan Shadow. I thought they had different colors of these. They don't. They just have this one, which I described like a corduroy collection to you guys because that's what it reminds me of. It's got gray and like a denim blue. And it just really, these pinks reminded me of corduroy pants. Like as a younger kid, I had those colors of corduroy pants. And when I swatched these, I went to swatch them for Instagram and I'm like, oh my goodness, these are crud. They are crap. They swatched so horribly. But the colors were colored, especially the pinks, were a color that I really wanted to do on my eyes the other day. So I was like, you know what, screw it. If they don't show up, if there's no pigment, then I'll just go on to something else. But I do need to try this. So I tried it out with a brush. It was so good. It swatched horribly, but with a brush, I'm never getting rid of this palette. I'm never getting rid of it. It works so good. It blends out great. There's no patchiness. Even the darker shades were surprisingly pigmented but easy to blend. And that just doesn't happen with $1 palettes. This is such a hit, so I would highly recommend it. And the colors are just very unique. They may not look unique on camera, but to the naked eye, like they are unique corduroy weird looking colors. I don't know how to explain it. But if you're like me and you're grabbing for palettes nowadays that have colors that you just don't see normally, this is going to be one. The last palette that I've recently gotten from shopmissa, they're just so good. And this is also from Amuse. This is the Glam on the Go, which means this is basically a full face palette in one. You have a blush over here, a highlight here, and a bronzer, and then 4 shadows. And you have a black and kind of like a flesh tone color matte, and then you have a white and then a red shimmer. You can do a lot with this palette, but it really depends on if the formula of everything in this square, oh my gosh, in this palette, if everything in the palette has the same formula and is good as each other. You can't have the shadows working great, but then all the face products suck, you know? Like, you need it all as a whole to work, and it does. It really does. I use this palette, I use everything on my face and was surprisingly shocked that it looked better than using some of the high-end stuff that I had to create almost the same look. I was kind of blown away. I was. And the blush, usually cheaper blushes don't last as long on your cheeks. They can be super pigmented, but they don't last that long. This did. It really did. And I've had high-end products that don't do that. They don't last as long. And I'm like, what are they using? You know, like, if they can do this for $1, then why am I paying $50 plus? No. And the last item that I've been recently trying from shopmissa that I really think you guys should take a look at is also from Amuse. Amuse is kind of spotlighted. Them and AOA are spotlighted, but Amuse just recently came out with so many good palettes, and I needed to let you guys know if they were good, if they were worth it, because they do sell out pretty quickly. So this next thing is a 2-in-1 blush and bronzer. They have a lot of blushes. on the site. If you look up Amuse on shopmissa, you'll see a ton of different blushes. I have 2 or 3 different variants of them. This is by far the best. I told you guys when I hauled this that there was some glitter in the bronzer, but that it's so light and sparingly that I figured it would just flake off and you wouldn't see it. It would be a normal matte bronzer, and that is the case. They are very pigmented, so you have to be very light-handed with these, but they last on the face. The bronzer is not too orange, and it blends out so smoothly, and that's something that you really don't get a lot with $1 bronzers. You usually get Oompa Loompa, and it doesn't blend for crap, or it blends itself out, and that doesn't happen with this. I was scared that this was going to mess up my whole look the other day. I really took a chance, and it was so surprisingly good. So this is definitely something that I would recommend 100%. Alright, so that is everything so far that I would highly recommend from shopmissa. Items that are just really, really good on the site. So if you ever see them and there's something that you would use day to day, grab it. I will leave them linked down below, along with part 1, 2, and 3, as long as this is indeed the 4th one and not the 5th one. Sometimes I have mom brain, okay? I'm trying here. We're in a pandemic. Like, help. Send help anytime. Thank you guys so much for sitting through this and watching my videos. It helps me out so much, and I'm just so happy that you took any amount of time out of your life and your day to watch my videos. It means a lot. If you guys like these videos about my favorites from shopmissa and want to see more, give this video a thumbs up. It helps let me know. Let me know in the comments your thoughts, your suggestions. Is there something I'm missing that I need to grab? Let a girl know. Let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I, of course, will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.